and welcome. My name is Peta and I am the owner of Peta Yoga, and I'm really excited to be here with you today to share with you some poses that I think will help move your practice through some areas that might hold on to some tension. So we're going to work a little bit in the shoulders, and we're going to work a little bit in the hips. These two areas specifically tend to hold a little bit more tension than others. So if you're ready to come join me, let's give it a go. All right, to begin the practice, let's go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. For some people, sitting in a cross-legged position is perfectly fine. For others, if this is too much on your hips or your knees, another option would be to take a block or two, place it between the knees and right in between the ankles specifically, so that you can kind of sit upright. But you find whatever works best for you. And then just really root down through those sit bones. Maybe even wiggle the hips a little bit just so that you can really feel them out. Relax the shoulders down. Think heavy elbows. Lift through the crown of the head. And sometimes that means dropping the chin slightly so that you can lengthen the back of the neck. And then maybe close the eyes if that feels good for you, or you can gaze softly over the tip of the nose. And bring your awareness inward. Just noticing the rise and fall of the chest. The way that the rhythm of the breath is very easy and relaxed. There's nothing forced. And then allow your awareness to expand beyond the breath and into the body itself. Notice areas that might be feeling tense. Notice areas that might be feeling relaxed. Notice the sense of anxiety or joy or any kind of other feelings that could be happening within the body. And a key to letting go is being able to sit where you are in the present moment, acknowledging everything, and then allowing yourself to simply release it and let it go. From here, let's begin to expand the breath, starting from the pit of the belly, expanding through the rib cage, coming all the way up to the top of the chest. And then as you exhale, release from the top of the chest, constrict the rib cage, and press up and out from the pit of the belly. So this is called the three-part breath. And our inhales are through our nose, and our exhales are out the nose. But if you're finding that you're having any kind of sinus issues, feel free to breathe through the mouth. You can even inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Sometimes that kind of helps to alleviate some of that breathing tension when you've got some sinus conditions going on. Good breathing. Excellent. And then from here, let's go ahead and bring our hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer in front of the heart. I invite you to set an intention for your practice. So as stated before, maybe that intention goes along with this idea of letting go and surrendering. Or maybe there's something else in your life that needs your attention. And whatever that is, really create a visual representation of that. It could be a tree, a leaf, a sun, a star, a moon, anything that really just kind of jumps out at you. Because as we move through our practice, we can conjure up this image, and it will remind us very gently of what it is that we are doing and we're trying to work through with this practice. And since our brain responds and thinks in pictures, This is a good way to really solidify your intention. And then once you've found that intention and you have that visual representation, we'll take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Release the hands down. Eyes can stay closed or gazing softly over the tip of the nose. Let's go ahead and drop the right ear over to the right shoulder. Relaxing through that left shoulder, thinking heavy elbows on both sides. And then from here, you can kind of play with the orientation of the head. So for me personally, I like to kind of tilt the chin upward just slightly so that I can really incorporate the muscle called the sternocleidomastoid, which is commonly associated with headaches. So if you have headaches, this might be a good option for you. Some people though like to turn their chin downward, and this kind of works through the back of the neck a little bit more and deepens the sensation you might be feeling on the left side of the neck. So again, play with what feels right for you, but always be mindful within the body. If something doesn't feel good, don't do it. Always listen with very careful ears as to what the body is communicating to you. From here, inhale, bring the head back up to neutral. Exhale, left ear to the left shoulder. And just kind of notice if shoulders rise towards the ears. Exhale, release them down. You can always acknowledge, oh, I see that you're rising, shoulders, and now I'm going to let you go. There's no harm in having that happen. Sometimes the body is just naturally holding on to tension. And again, while you're here, you can kind of play with the orientation of the head. On your next inhale, bring the head back up to neutral. On your exhale, drop the chin to the chest while staying long in the upper back and long in the back of the neck. So we don't want to hunch in the shoulders here. We want to stay nice and tall, shoulders looped down and away from the ears. Chin only is moving towards the chest. And then on your next inhale, we're going to carve a line with our nose as we draw the chin up towards the sky, allowing for an opening through the front of the chin and throat. Lips are gently pursed together. And exhale, release it down. Good. Inhale, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, squeeze. And exhale, release them down. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and squeeze. Exhaling, releasing them down. And just continue to do this on your own, at your own pace. Maybe you choose to alternate the direction of your shoulders, creating a little bit of a twist in the upper body. Just know that as you move your body, you're moving the energy within. You're clearing out blockages. You're also getting lymphatic material moving around the body so that way you can help keep the body healthy. Movement is definitely important. And then exhale, release the shoulders down. Good. From here, rooting down through the sit bone, draw the navel in, take the hands in front of you, interlace the fingers, press the palms away from the body. So the more you press the palms away from the body, the more you might feel some sensation across the upper shoulder blades. You may or may not feel this here. Depends on the amount of tension you're having in that region. And then drawing that navel in, making sure not to let the belly relax, lift the arms up and press the palms up towards the sky, feeling extension in the side body. On your next inhale, feel length through the spine. Exhale, release the hands, twist to the right, placing that right palm either over on top of that, left palm over on top of the right knee or thigh. Left hand comes behind us. Now for me, I don't like to strain my neck too much because I'm very prone to headaches. So I like to keep my head in the same direction that my heart is facing. But for some, they like to go and twist by taking the gaze over the right shoulder, and that's perfectly okay too. So we're still using our belly muscles here. Don't let them relax. Inhale, lift the arms up and unwind. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Good. Grounding down through the sit bones, belly button draws in. With each inhale, thinking lift and lengthen. With each exhale, see if you can twist a little deeper. So these side twists are helping to increase mobility into our latissimus dorsi and our obliques. So these are those side muscles that we have. Inhale, lift the arms and unwind. Exhale, come forward onto all fours. So we're coming to our tabletop pose here. Belly button draws in, knees are about underneath the hips, as are the wrists and elbows underneath the shoulders. But if you have some discomfort in the wrist, this doesn't feel good. It's a very acute angle. You could always walk your hands a little further forward as that decreases the angle on the wrists. Just play with what feels right for you. Inhale, begin to drop the belly, untuck the tailbone, take the gaze either straight ahead or up towards the sky. Cow pose. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, rounding vertebrae by vertebrae, chin falls in towards the chest for cat. Inhale, back into cow. Exhale, into cat. We'll do a few more on your own. Exhaling. One more. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and come back to tabletop. If you have blocks, go ahead and grab them. If you don't, this is okay. You don't have to. You can always have books. You can stack them on either side, but this practice is going to stay pretty close to the floor. So let's bring our blocks or our stack of books, or if you don't want to use them, that's fine. We can bring whatever you need or don't need. Bring the right foot forward as we come into our low lunge. So I like to have my blocks because for me, I have short little T-Rex arms. So it makes it really challenging for me to get a good stretch in this front hip flexor here. So really sending those hips forward. There are a couple of different options here. You can keep your hands on the floor or on the blocks. We can bring the hands up to the knee. And then another option is to bring the arms up alongside the ears. All of these options are great. Just play with what feels right for you in your body today. Good. 2 more full rounds of breath here. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and shift the hips back, maybe walking your props back as well. Pointing the toes, hinging at the hips and leading with the heart, folding over the leg as much or as little as feels good. Always remember listening to the body. Remembering to come back to the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. Conjuring that image. On your next exhale, shift back into that knee. Slide the right leg back to meet the left, and then bring the left leg forward. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. So again, we're drawing that right front hip flexor forward, maybe drawing that left hip back a little bit. And you might notice that on this side it's completely different. Maybe on the one side you really felt a good stretch, but this side you're not really feeling it. So maybe you challenge yourself to kind of find where you're feeling sensation in the front hip flexor. And if you're not sure what the front hip flexor is, it's right here. These are your hip flexors. So it should be our right hip flexor as opposed to our left, because our left leg is forward. And then exhale, bring the hands down, slowly, gently shift the hips back, pointing the toes. And again, walk your props back if you have them, hinging at the hips, leading with the heart, coming down as much or as little as feels good in the body. So this, the target area, is right along the back of the leg. Go ahead and exhale, shift forward. Slide that left leg back, and then from here, we're gonna take our knees to the outer edges of the mat, big toes touching. Send the sit bones towards the heels. Extend the arms and either rest the forehead down on a block or directly on the mat. Now, if you're feeling like you're face planting in your mat, there's a couple of different things that you can do. The first, and probably the best, is to elevate your hips. And what that might mean is taking a couple of folded blankets, a bolster or a pillow underneath your legs, and then coming into that pose, finding extension here. So what you really can do is find really good opening here. If that doesn't work, then you can always turn your head to the side. For some people, if they're really bendy in the chest and thoracic spine, you just might always end up being face planting towards the floor. So sometimes if I don't have something available, I will just turn my head to the right or left just to kind of relax. Just making sure that I swap directions if I'm in it for a while. So extended child's pose, this is a wide-legged version. This always feels really good across the glutes, the outer hips, along the low back. Just kind of notice where you're feeling sensation. And then on your next inhale, come all the way up by bringing your hands under the shoulders. And then from here, let's go ahead and sit off to one side, swinging the legs around. Come onto our backs. We're gonna take a supine pigeon pose. So from here, let's go ahead and take that right ankle over the top of the left knee. Press the right knee towards the front of your room. Maybe this feels good. You can stay here. Or if you want to feel more, you can draw that left leg in to meet the right, and as you draw, or in to meet the chest rather, and as you draw that left leg in towards the chest, press the right knee towards the front of the room. Target area is going to be along the back of not this glute, but the other one. Breathing here. And exhale, release. Take a moment to go ahead and drop the knees to one side, in through center and over to the other. Just very slowly and gently. This sort of helps the back kind of recalibrate since there is a lot of forward bending movements here. Find stillness. And then let's go ahead and take the left ankle over the top of the right knee or thigh. Press that left knee away from the body. Maybe this feels good for you, or maybe you choose to draw the right leg in towards the chest. And as you do so, make sure to press the left knee away from the body. Supine pigeon pose. And exhale, release it down, uncross the leg, and again, Taking those windshield wipers very gently from side to side here. Good. Draw the knees in towards the chest and maybe give a gentle rock from side to side. Finding stillness here and either reaching towards the outside of your feet, maybe peace fingers to big toes, peace fingers are your middle and index fingers, or maybe taking hands to the ankles or a strap if you have one, coming to happy baby pose. And happy baby pose is just drawing those knees down towards your armpits and just really finding opening in the groins as well as the hips. You can invite gentle rocking if that suits you. Find stillness here if you aren't already. Bring the soles of the feet together and press the knees away from the body. And as you press the knees away from the body, instead of thinking about drawing them away, maybe think about extending the knees out to either side. So like the left knee out to the left side, right knee out to the right side. I find that when I use that example, I end up feeling more opening, more release in the inner groins. And then go ahead and release it all down, one leg at a time, very slowly and mindfully, allowing the body to come to Shavasana. And in your Shavasana, just take a moment to close the eyes. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out the mouth. We're going to close with a brief guided meditation designed to allow you to surrender and release that which does not serve you. Allow the crown of the head and the forehead to rest and relax. Allow the eyes to sink down deep into their sockets, to rest and relax. Allow the tongue and the jaw to rest and relax. Allow the shoulders and the upper arms to rest and relax. Allow the forearms, the hands, and the fingers to rest and relax. Allow the torso and the back body to rest and relax. Allow the hips and the pelvis to rest and relax. Allow the knees and the upper legs to rest and relax. Allow the shins and the calves to rest and relax. Allow the feet and the toes to rest and relax. Feel the weight of the body being cradled by the earth. Know that you are safe and at peace. And feel free to stay here as long as you would like. Pausing the video here and staying there, or very slowly and gently begin to incorporate movement into the body, like deepening the breath, wiggling fingers and toes, drawing the legs in, maybe giving yourself a full body stretch with arms overhead, reaching through the feet and hands. And then when you're ready, rolling over onto one side, coming all the way back up to a comfortable seated position. Namaste means the light in me recognizes, honors, and appreciates the light in you. It also means thank you for joining me and sharing your practice with me. I hope that today's practice has helped you alleviate some of the tension and emotions that you might have been holding on to. And I look forward to seeing you again. Namaste.